Hey guys, ankhgaming with you, and this is a game, as you can see, it's called Endless Space. I actually bought this game when it was in alpha still. What's with that anyways, them selling games that are in alpha? Game companies must really want to make money up front as soon as possible. Anyways, let's we're gonna do a new game. Now, this is a game kind of like Civilizations franchise, but it's based in space. There's other games that have been similar to this, like there's a bunch of them, you know. If you're into that genre, you may have played some. If not, if you liked Civ, this is an interesting game. I haven't played it since it's actually launched because it was real buggy in the beta or alpha stage, and I liked it. It just I didn't want to spend too much time on it. So we're not going to mess with too much settings here. But you can change, you know, the worlds, the galaxies, all those different kind of things, kind of like you could in Civ. You can choose your empire here. So we play against one AI. I think I'm going to play against three AIs. I don't know if I'm going to make this into a Let's Play. We're going to make them random factions. We could choose what they're going to be, all that kind of stuff. You can change the game speed, all of that. You can change everything. We're just going to leave it all normal. Actually, I'm going to be a weenie. And the British had been like this, the US would still be a colony. What? Huh? If this was Wellington, we'd speak French. I don't get these references. Am I stupid? I don't get this. Every bit as great as Alexander. Hey, that's one of my, I'm Greek, so Alexander the Great. Be related to him. Probably not. It's like going up against Attila and Genghis Khan. What? If this was Bowie, he might have won the Alamo. Alright. You shall not pass. Endless is difficulty. Let's stick with normal. Okay, start game. So, you may have seen this game on Steam. It's been on Steam as one of the top-selling games, one of the front-page games forever, because when it was in alpha, and then when it was in beta, and then when it was in release, they've been showing it up there. So this is the you know, like intro screen
it's
for
more a gaggle of unruly
I guess the colony you
corporations
choose, the race. We chose basically humans. Very boring, right? So
but their armies are strong.
Yeah, this is what the ships kind of look like
their
for the
economy
humans.
is efficient.
I played the humans. I played
and their ships
the alpha
are
just a little bit,
powerful.
like I said. Like I probably put 6 hours into it, 7
I
hours.
fear that they
but there
may
was
be the
definite
ones
bugs.
who will finally unite or dominate the galaxy. They'll
The
turn
reason I'm
it into
posting
a
this video
shrine
is
to
to
the
kind of
gods
give a
of
taste of it
commerce.
if you've been considering
A
buying it.
profane
I think
church
from the little
with
bit I have played,
Emperor
that it's a great game. It looks good.
Maximilian
The
as
interface
its
and stuff
high
are great. We'll
priest.
see here in a minute. But if you guys want to see a Let's Play this game, post in the comments, let me know, send me some private messages, mostly like and favorite the video. That'll show me people are interested the most in it. And we're going to disable tutorials for now, just because I don't want to deal with all the pop-ups. So this is the colony, or not the colony, but this is the system, the solar system. So you can see there's these lines going off. These are going the space routes to planets. These little these are just different shapes. These are different kinds of planets. So you see these, like this blue? That's a moon. So that planet has a moon on it. My planet has a moon on it. And you see these little things above it that shows the resources there. If it's in purple, it means you're taking advantage of it. Strategic resource. So this is titanium 70. Reduces some stuff, adds different benefits. I'm not going to spend too much time on them because I want to show you guys more of the stuff. And these are resources that I cannot access yet, but I will eventually through research. And then this little grid shows blue is colonized planets in that system, and I guess this is the galaxy, and this is the system here, each of these little stars. So anyways, blue is colonized, white would be colonizable, and red is not colonizable. And then the total population there, or maybe that's the defense. I think the defense is this number. It's not present. This is one of my fleets. I actually have 2 of them here. Notice board, intern thing, shows the current year, and then your different tabs. So I actually like the look of this stuff very much. And now this isn't all there is. When you get to a planet, it'll show you where all it might branch off to. And it gives you some brief information like binary star, whatever. Gives you just kind of, you know, this could give you an idea of whether or not it's the best way to go first. So what we're going to do actually is we're going to grab our fleets, and I can't remember how to select fleet. We have alpha and beta. Alpha here is our scout fleet. Beta is a colonized fleet, a colonial ship. So we want this one, and we're gonna send them here. Let's see if I can remember how to do it. There we go. So they got here. There's a fleet here? Wait, I'm confused. Did that send both my ships this way? Oh, that's annoying. I had them both selected, didn't I? Okay, so Timos here. We can double click on it, and it'll show what's here. All it has is this silly asteroid belt with only one max population. This place sucks. So let's select this one. Just Alpha. We'll have Alpha head. Let's zoom out here. Unfortunately, we sent our colony ship this way, so that sucks for us. Let's go to our planet here. So there's different planet types within the system. There's Terran, desert. This one's hydrogen gas. What? And desert. There's also like arid, unless they changed that to desert. That could have been a change they made. I don't think so. But there's also tundra, Arctic. There's different ones. And then there's like asteroids, like that. Now this is the stuff you can build. This is your queue. And this shows like what improvements you have. We have this improvement, your hangars, the ships that are there. Excuse me. You can have a hero, which we'll look at heroes in a second, and they govern, which they'll add bonuses to your production. Up in the corner of each of these planets shows what they contribute. Here, Gano, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's or 4. Interesting names. I think you can have anywhere between 1 and 6 planets in a system. I think that is the max. But this is food per total food production, science. The little gears is your output, like production, and then the yellow is your money, which is called dust. So, and it's kind of interesting. Whenever you go over a planet, it kind of like moves it to the forefront. It's a very slick system. Trade routes. We have 2. No trade routes within the system. These are our resources, which strategic resource, the titanium, shows negative 10% production per resource using up to 30% on modules using... Okay, so some modules use this titanium resource. So it's negative 10% per this. So we have 3, so it'd be negative 30% on things using it. Up to 30%. +1 production per person on planet. So if you see, we have this planet is the one that has the titanium. So we're getting 1 production per person here. So we could have a max bonus of +6. And you have access to this resource because we've discovered the resource needed. So, pretty good. And then you have these 2 are just convert stuff into a different resource. So convert production into science and convert it into money. One thing you want to do is see this blinking exploitation. Basically, it's telling you this is very important to do. You need to exploit your planet. So the exploits add, it's kind of like a base level. You choose 1 of 4 boost you put on the planet. Now you have to build them, and they do take, as you can see here, I can't go down to it, but cost 40 production, which would be 4 turns, so I'm producing 9 a turn. All of them cost 40. Now what they do is 1's food, 1's industry, 1's money, and 1's research, which is kind of weird that they're in this order whenever that's not the order these things pop up. That's just bad planning, I guess. It should be like food, industry, science, dust, but they didn't do it that way. So they give different bonuses. The food one, Terran planets already have good food production, but the evolved soils would give a bonus 1 food per person on the Terran, and it gives a +1 per person on planet. So essentially, it gives +2 on Terran planets per person. So that's very strong. A lot of food production. This one will give you a bonus production. Each of them will give a bonus of its type on the planet, and then specific planet types get an additional bonus. Like this one gives an additional production if it's on lava. This one if it's an additional, or if it's on arid, which is desert, produce additional exchange, which makes no sense to me, honestly. Why do all these Civ games always associate deserts with commerce? It's kind of weird. Civ does that too. And I don't know, the Middle East, I guess, is very commerce? I don't know. Don't get it. They have oil. That's why they have so much money in the Middle East. Let's just be honest. And then barren has more science, I guess, because you got nothing else to do if there's nothing on the planet. Barren is kind of like, you know, like a blasted landscape. Like the Arctic would be considered barren because there's no wildlife really for the most part, and there's no, you know, trees and plants for the most part. It's barren. So we'll go ahead and go with the obvious one. We're gonna go with the food production. We'll just make this our farming. It'll also help us produce more colonies too, because it'll grow population quicker. So there you go. It's in our queue. We can just right-click to get out of things. So it'll take 4 turns, and this takes 75 production, but it'll add plus 10 production on the star system. It'll add plus. It applies to the entire system. Okay. So -2 dust on improvements, but it also adds additional production for different planet types. So like these deserts, per population on them, it'll add an additional production to my system. So that's a pretty good one. So it's going to be a base plus 10 for me starting out. That's very good. I don't really need the foods, but because we have this resource strategic thing here, per population we're getting a production. It's not bad to grow the foods so we can max out population quicker. So we're okay with that. That we're okay with. Then we'll queue that up for a second. Let's get out of here. Right click. Alright, so and you can zoom in, zoom way out. And we don't have any here, but some paths, like white shows like, I don't know why it's white. Maybe, I'm not sure on that one, but the yellow are the ones coming out of here, you know, out of here. These solid paths are just regular space routes. You don't have to have any kind of technology to travel them. You'll see some that are kind of wispy, like thicker, and they're like wider and they're wispy looking. And those are ones you have to have warp technology to travel through. They're like wormholes. Let's click through these things real quick. So resource, yes, we know we found that, so we'll dismiss this. Here we go. Hero update. One who seeks. Ready to recruit. That's his name. That's a weird looking hero. We're going to dismiss this. These are just the 3 heroes that are ready to be recruited. We got Ilya Sarthalis. Okay. And we'll look at heroes in a second. And Isoki Texi. Let's look at heroes. That's right here. Nope. Right here, I mean. So these are the heroes we can hire. You can only have 1 hero at a time. Or 2 heroes. But I can only afford 1 right now because I only have 10 dust. Actually, I can't afford any right now. But let's just look at these guys real quick. Inspect him. Alright, so this is a weird one. He's an amoeba. Here's his effects, but let's look at his stats. He's level 1. He's an adventurer. You hover over it, it'll say talented spying, killing, sneaking, and of course, stealing. He's also a pilot. So he's kind of like a smuggler. Let's see what his stats are. These 2 things basically affect what his starting stats are. Very high offense, 8. Moderate defense, 4. And melee, which is, from all I can understand, invasions are how you conquer other colonies. That was something that was bugged in the alpha. So, these, melee is invasions, offense is attacking other fleets, and defense is defending against fleets, obviously. Wit is your commerce and science, and labor is your food and industry production. So he's not good as a colonial leader, he's good as a pilot. So he has bonus damage on fleets, and so 32% to min max damage, 32% power on weapon fleets. I'm thinking that's all the same thing. Plus 15 on star system, a defense on star system, so if you set a system, it'll give them plus 15 to their defensive rating. 15% defense on star systems, 30% invasion military fleet, and then intercept accuracy on lasers and fleet defense. So basically all fleet-oriented stuff. This guy looks like he's going to be a commerce guy, probably. These guys are actually usually the, commerce guy. So he's a commander. So he's good in battle, and he's corporate. So he has 6 in wit, 3 in these others. He has no labor. So he produces bonus science and bonus dust on systems, and he promotes defense to a system, so he's not too bad. And then she's probably going to be our labor. Oh, we have no labor person. Wow. So she's very defensive. Defense, offense, melee. She's an adventurer and a commander. So adventurer is the sneaking, killing, whatever, and then this admirable fleet. So very similar to the first guy. It's actually 5, 7, 13 total points. What was his total points? He has 15 total points. Interesting. He has 15 total points. She has 15 total. Okay, so they're all the same. Okay, I was gonna say, wait, that's not balanced. So we can't actually afford one right now because they cost 20. So we can expel them. There's no point. They will then be available to your opponents. That's not good. Alright, let's look at this. This is our empire status. It shows our star systems. They would be listed going down here. Who's leading them, their production values, what they're working on, how many ships are in their hangar, and contribute an AI to the system. Oh, so this, you can tell it what you want it to focus on if you didn't want to manually control it. Your tax rate, 40%, and then empire-wide bonus factors. So it just gives you a rundown on what's going on in your empire, your different bonuses you get, because there are all kinds of bonuses you can get from having resource controls. Your approval, these things you do want to keep track of. So you want to keep your approval the least content. You don't want to get it negative. We're gaining 4 dust or 14 dust per turn, so next turn we can purchase a hero. This is your exit, load, save. So it's your menu, resume. And so that was empire status. What is this? Galaxy. Oh, it shows the total game score. So no contact is actually winning somehow. Research. This is the research tree. I do not like how when it's zoomed out like this you can't see anything. You can use these scroll things to zoom, or you can just use your mouse wheel. So at this one you can just see icons. You can't tell anything that's going on. I don't like that you have to zoom so far in to see anything. But this shows you just what all you can unlock. It's a very good tree in my opinion. I've heard people complain about it. Whoops, I exited out. So you can also click these to zoom to different trees. Right, so there's the galactic warfare, the science, the exploration expansion tree, and the diplomacy and technology tree. Diplomacy and what? Trading. In the turns listed here, that's how many turns total it would take to get to that research based on your current production values. So we started with this N-way fusion plants. That's what our type starts with. Now we would like to be able to colonize our deserts. So that would be to get to this. As you can see here, it shows colonized desert, shows the effect it has, and shows this cost in production, but I don't know why it shows that. I guess that's, oh, if we already have one in our system, we can colonize it for that much production. Yeah, I remember. So these are okay. You know, we can go over here and get some stuff like some research stuff going. Those are okay, and you get stuff that's not necessarily research related. Like this is a offensive, like a combat card. You kind of play like a tactic used in combat, even though it's over here in the research tree. And down here in the exploration tree, you also get ship classes. So like, even though this is, colonizing planets, this is where you learn your bigger ships, like the Dreadnought, battleship, and I think there should be another ship someplace. Yeah, there it is. I just missed it. So, no. Okay, so the Dreadnought is your biggest. So it's kind of weird. And obviously over here, we have stuff like this. Just different kinds of resources. This is mostly money-related resources. +2, okay. So, for simple sake, we're just going to work towards our sustainability here, which is unlocks colonized desert. So we're going to work on, actually we can just click on the one we want. So first we'll do arid, I can't say that word, epigenetics? Epigenics, there we go. Epigenetics, got it. And then it'll do sustainability for us automatically. Now whenever this one completes in 5 turns, it will prompt us saying that it did complete. So that's those. This is our fleets tab, just shows our fleets, who's running the fleet, where they're headed, what they're doing, and the military view here. This is interesting. These are our current ship classes. We can create our own ships. We can't do a whole lot right now, but we choose the base model. So let's just see here. This one, which is our transport class, shows how many hit points it has, military power of the current design ship, its cost, and all that. Its tonnage is how much stuff you can put in it. And then our other class is our corvette class. Has 420 hit points, but it has 100 tonnage. Command, what's that? Number of command points required to have the ship in your fleet. Okay, yeah, I get it. You have a max command point value per fleet of 7, I think, unless your leader has better or you have some upgrades, but the base is 7. So as you can see, this one is almost strictly better. It has the extra 20 tonnage. The class is just the name of that ship type. So this is a better ship type for us. Some of them do have mods though. See, let's look over it. No, it doesn't currently. Oh, there we go. So minus 25 support module engine tonnage on ship, minus 25 support module repair tonnage on ship, minus tonnage, minus tonnage. Okay, this one has minus 4% support module and civilian tonnage on ship. What that means is for this class, these support modules should cost less. Support module, civilian tonnage. And civilian is, should say on them. Oh, I can scroll down. My bad. So tonnage, modules that increase the ship capacity to carry mass. You can only have 1 copy module per ship of this family. Interesting. Oh, okay, so they would be loaded here. They changed some stuff on me. Here we go, this is civilian. So like this one, the support module, cost 40% less tonnage because that's what this ship's bonus is. This ship type. So this is only 48 tons for us versus I guess it's normally a lot more. Let's just click over here on our Corvette class, which gets a bonus to support engine, support repair, and support scout tonnage. So it doesn't get that bonus civilian, so this costs 80 tonnage on this ship. Even though it has more tonnage, it's not effective to build it this way. Now we don't actually have any attack classes that give any bonus to attack class, but let's just look here. So we have kinetic, beam, and missile type weapons. In defense you have deflect, shield, and flak. So these destroy incoming warheads. The shields absorb the beam damage, and deflect is the penetration weapons like bullets. So like bullets, lasers, and missiles defense. Okay, and then the same thing over here. So you could go like very heavy. Probably the best way to go is go very heavy in one weapon type. So that way, if the AI doesn't focus on that defense type, you can just overwhelm them. And they've really expanded on the support module since the first time I played. So that's very interesting to me. So, but say you want to build your own ship, you come in here and you select and fill up the tonnage. So say we wanted to turn a scout class into a combat class. We can just put these on there, shows how much power and how much tonnage it requires, and we can just put as many as we want. So say I want to do that, put all those, 14 hard kinetic on there. So now it has a combat value of 111. Now defense modules do add combat value, but they add less per tonnage, because defense isn't as offensive, so it doesn't have as much military power. But some of the later ones will. So we can also auto upgrade, select a ship class we already have, and auto upgrade. So for example, we take out those and we'll hit auto upgrade, and it'll fill it as full as it can with tonnage that'll make sense with what you've already got in there. and we can name it. So click here to name, and we'd call this like attack ship. And we'd create. So now we have a scout, defender, colony ship, and attack ship where we can just create these because these are ship designs made. This is one of my favorite things about this game, is you have some customability in your units, because these are really all the units in the game based on your ship classes, and that to me is very fun. Now if your ship, like say this one, it's outdated, when I pull it into port, say I've discovered new armor and weapons, I can just go in there, go into the screen, and tell that fleet to auto upgrade, retrofit. So it's a good thing to have. You can rename the fleets, all that stuff. And diplomacy, just go over this one real quick. This is you in the middle, and then the people who you know about. So you can see there'll be lines showing you your relationship with them. You can click on them and you can see what their relationships are with each other. But we don't know anyone yet. So we'll go ahead and end the first turn of the game. And you can click this button here and it'll auto-execute the movement of all your fleets. It's something they added since alpha, so let's just look here. So we landed here in Nos. Nos is a crappy planet as well. We'll just click on it. It's huge and it's barren and doesn't hold many people. It doesn't have any resources. It's a bad system. So let's go ahead and continue down to here. It's not going to get there, obviously. And these systems have been bad, so we're going to send the colony ship this way. In your first couple turns, you'll spend doing stuff like this. Your goal is to find a suitable colonizable planet, and one that has more than one planet, and has some resources ideally. This one has these ionic crystals. And that's the basics of the game. Now if you guys do want to see a let's play of it, I know I'm playing a lot of games right now, but I could try to squeeze it in. Maybe every couple days I'd do an episode. I would spend more time with the setup, getting an actual game set up the way we want it to go. But let me know in the comments. If you do want to see that, like and favorite the video, post some comments, and we'd go from there. But thanks for watching. This has been Endless Space. Ankhgaming out.